but it doesn't look good. It's just very neutral, right? We got 2 more minutes before market makers get back from lunch. We should see what they're going to do with this. So still waiting. I'm still waiting. There's nothing going on, nothing for me to do, nothing for me to. But again, they dropped the bid down to 231 and the ask is 232. There's that 3,200 seller right there. Look, the algo just popped this right back up to 233. So what we're looking for is this 5-minute candle to close. 9:55 should close soon. If this candle closes right here green, that's a nice big bullish sign. It's still neutral. It shows that it's very neutral. That if you learn your candlesticks and you learn wicks and you learn your tradings, you'll recognize that it looks to me like it's winding up, right? Winding up. I'm up about $186. I'm not going to take this. I just feel like I can expect a bigger move on this. I'm going to go ahead and re-add my stop. How much time we got? $231, $233. You guys see how it's holding? You guys see how it's just holding right there? It's not doing anything right. Let's see if this algo comes on. Look what time it is, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. All right. So algos typically come on around 10 to 10:30 between that time. Market makers get back from lunch around 10:30. Okay? You guys see that? This is organic. This is not fucking, slamming in buyers, nothing. This is organic. This is organic trading. You can see it on the tape right there. But you see that algo just bought. You see that, right? No. And look, look at the 5 minutes. That 5-minute candle, now that's a retailer. 2,500 shares, that's a retailer. Look at this volume coming in. You guys see that now, right? Look at this. Watch that. Now that bid is at 233. The ask is at 234. Right? Look left. Where's your resistance? Resistance is at 238. Right? Let's see what it does around 238. I think it blasts right through it though. Again, but that would be like my first PT. And then if real volume comes in, all the way to VWAP. My second PT would be like around VWAP. So again, you see that right there is just a little bit of shakeout, trying to shake these people out. That's all that was, that wick. This thing is winding up. Look at that 5 minute. Okay, so do me a favor, look at the 5 minute. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-minute candles. The last 5-minute candles. Look at how much accumulation. You got 80,000 shares on one candle. You got 54,000 shares on the second green candle. You got 40,000 shares in this green candle right here, right? And look at the selling candles. They're very small in between those three. That tells me it's accumulating. That tells me that's a key level right there, right? It's 10:02. Still fucking holding. Still waiting for this algo to decide what it's gonna do. Nothing crazy, right? We're not fucking buying, chasing, nothing. We're not doing any of that shit. We're just sitting here patiently waiting for the algo to decide what it's going to do. And if you look, the 5-minute green candle looks pretty damn bullish to me. Even though the volume is slightly low, it's all good. You guys can see what's happening. You guys can see it, right? This thing's literally about to pop. You can see it, right? You can see the wind up. You can see the wind up, right? Look at that volume. You see that, right? That's organic. Watch. And here what's going to happen is all the FOMO is going to come in and boom. Pop. Look at that. Boom. There it is. Right? So I'm holding. I'm not going to sell right here. Fuck that. I clearly spotted the algo clicking on. Now we're going to see if this thing's actually going to pop. Let's see if we get a pop all the way to VWAP, right? So right now you get a little bit of profit takers, you know, and they're selling market. They're selling at 34. They're stupid. They're amateurs. Look at that. Watch the bid get walk up. That's what you're concerned with. Watch the bid. Watch that bid. Right? Look at that nice big fucking volume come in. We're in at 226. Look what time it is. 10:05. Let's see if we can get a real imbalanced fucking move all the way back up to VWAP. Hopefully back up to like 240. There's a big buy right there. See that 4,000 shares? That's a retailer. Boom, here we go. Boom, look at that thing. Learn, 238, right? 240, here we go. You see that, right? There's an imbalance move. Keep going, keep going. Come on, break 240, break 240. Break 240, 239. What's the bid in the ask, right? There's a seller right here with 9,000, 15,000 shares. If he gets out of the way, it'll squeeze right back up to VWAP. This is how you read 239. Watch that volume, watch that volume. There's 240. Boom. Right? You see that? 239 still hold. 240, that seller removed himself. This thing should go to the next leg. That's simple. It's that fucking simple, guys. That fucking simple. That's how you spot accumulation. There's that buyer again, 4,000 shares. You guys see that? So that's why you gotta fucking just sit there and watch tape in level 2. So I'm not selling. I'm fucking still holding. I want to see the thing move. I'm gonna move my stop up to 232 now. What did I say? What did I say? It's gonna hit 230, 239, 240 area. We should consolidate right here. Hold up, and then consolidate right here, and then maybe go next leg up. So watch this dip. Watch this nice pullback. So the people that missed this, right? The people that missed this at 230, 231, and people that missed it at like 226, they're going to start adding right here. They're going to start buying these dips. So watch the tape. Watch the tape. This is why you got stops too. A lot of selling right there. I saw a lot of selling, a lot of like profit taking, and that's what that is. You know, it's a lot of profit taking right there. But I'm still in at a very good price. And look, this candle, if it bases right here at 234 and holds, I'm still holding. This thing could potentially see next leg up, consolidate right here. The buyers that missed this are adding in this area right here. So keep attention to the tape as well. Because if this tape picks up and you see big buys coming in, you'll start to see this go right back up and retest that 240, 241, 242 area. So that's basically like what we're looking at. And that's how you spot an imbalance move, right? It's organic. I'm not repeating myself, brother. Sorry. That's what an organic imbalance move is, right? So sometimes they'll run really hard. They'll run all the way to VWAP, and we are watching CLR. And sorry, I don't. What I mean is I'm not going to go through the whole trade again, right? So look, nice base. You got these two candles, right? Selling, but they're not necessarily soaked. They're not necessarily dumping, right? So look, buyers are stepping in big 7,000 share buy right there on the tape. And all you gotta do is pay attention to the bid and the ask. Watch that bid and the ask. Right? So now I want to see this algo. I want to see it accumulate. I want to see it accumulate right here, this higher low off the EMAs and potentially run back up. So I'm still holding. I'm still watching that 5-minute candle. Again, I expected it to like dump around 230, 239, 240, but I'm still here. I'm still holding it. Well, so we're getting some accumulation right here. In the last 3 candles, you see some soaking. They got wicks on the bottom. And if you look, the selling is ridiculous. It's small, 800, 100, 6, 5. But then you got big buys, right? 7,000, 5,000. So that guy that just bought, he just got out. You saw him, right? On the tape. He bought 5,000 and he instantly sold 5,000. So that's probably like a retailer. He's probably like not familiar with trading. He's not comfortable. I'm still holding just because I'm in at such a good fucking price. If this breaks 232, I'm out. My stop, I moved it at 232. I'm still just gonna watch this. I'm not gonna worry about it. Could fucking soak right here, could dump. All right, so walk you through the trade in at 236. I'm sorry, 226 was my average from way earlier. I've been in this trade since 8:30 this morning. This is Pacific Standard Time. I didn't sell. I was looking for a move all the way to VWAP, and still here, still holding. I hope you guys learned something from this, right? I hope you guys learned how to be able to spot algos. I know that for the first time, you're going to be like, what the fuck? I have no clue what he just saw. But hopefully we can start, we could add this course to here so I can help you guys more often. Again, this thing dipped right down to 231. It shook me out. I got out, and it came right back. It's at 235 now, 234. So it's clear as day that this is still a key level. I'm still going to keep this on watch. Nice trade from 226 all the way to 240, right? You guys saw that 240, and even it as far as what is 241? What's that? A 20? What is that? Let me do the math real quick. That's a 15-cent move. Not a very big move in my case, honestly. I like bigger moves than that. But you guys see how you can spot algos and you can see accumulation. So you could set your stops and allow the chart to give it some room. You can look to the left and find key levels, and then also how to read tape, and then also how to look at level 2 and see is it wide? Is it closing in? Is it getting tight? You can see things of that nature. Yeah, Steve-O, thank you. Appreciate it. Arden, thank you. Yeah, in time, you guys, it'll come with screen time, right? I'm still watching this. It's not going to be removed off my list. And the reason being is because it won't break down. And if it won't break down, it's because potentially this could go right back up above VWAP. Right? And what's our job? To spot anomalies, spot detail, spot information, utilize it in our favor. So it's 10:14. I'm gonna get off, boys, but good luck for the rest of the day, guys. I just wanted to come in. I'm gonna come back for Power Hour. I'll definitely be here for Power Hour. Mr. French, Magic, we saw a decent organic retail selling as it hit 39.41. Partial fills, red prints in the 1,000 share size, treated as weekends. Well, I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you saying that I'm calling scalpers weekends, or I'm not sure what you're asking, Magic. Can you repeat it? Yeah, honestly, scalping to me is fucking lame. I can't stand it. I know that everybody says buy the dips and sell the pops. Fuck that. You get used to that, and the problem is, personally for me, I don't care how you trade, but personally for me, um, that's not how you make big money. That's how you make a few dollars. That's how you stay green. That's how you capitalize on small moves. But you're never going to capture a move like Herb, right? Where it runs hard. I caught it at 166, and the thing ran almost to $2 for like almost a 38-35 cent move. Like, I'm looking for big moves, and I know that other people don't, but that's just stick to your style of trading. I'm a bigger mover type guy, so I look for big moves like VWAP. Now I don't you if you don't understand profit taking, I wouldn't suggest listening to me because I hold. I don't give a fuck about 10 cents. I don't secure 10 cents. I don't look at 10 cents. I want the bigger move, and so I take less trades, but for big moves. That's why I average $3, $4, $5,000 a day. I don't trade with big size, 7,000, 8,000 shares, 4,000 shares. I hold for the big move. So please don't take what I'm saying and change your style of trading. I'm not here for that. I'm here to help you watch tape, learn how to read tape, and learn how to read level 2. Mm-hmm. So,
Mr. French,
yeah.
last week you were speaking with Roland about videoing the stuff that you just went over, because so much information is coming out. It's like, holy shit. It's like, if there was an opportunity to go back and view it, that would like be on fire, like Inferno.
I'm in talks right now with Tanner and Roland. We just haven't had the time to actually solidify.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so much stuff going on there. When you're talking about it, it's like you have to rewind and rewind and rewind all the time, just to understand thoroughly what you're talking about.
Oh, you guys are recording this?
No. I'm just saying that you were talking with Roland about that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I'm just mentioning it, so that, you know what I mean? Like that,
right.
The stuff you just said is just like mind-blowing for me anyways. Like, I had no idea about looking at the tape and seeing all the hundreds, and then you see the 3,000 and differentiating those two is like, holy crap. You know what I mean?
It's like, yeah, it's definitely a game changer. That's what I'm saying. So I'm more here for that, guys. I'm more here for tape reading and level two. So you guys already have a very strong foundation in terms of like your trading style and what you're being taught.
Right.
But the difference is when it comes to like scaling out and securing or whatever, I'm a little different. I don't secure. I don't just capture the $100, the $200 profit. Like I just don't trade that way. I'm looking for the bigger move. And so it's cool if you guys do that. You should, but if you're not at the level that I'm at, don't trade like me. Don't even.
Why not?
Yeah,
No.
don't try to hold for bigger moves because I trade very different. And so when this gentleman Magic was asking, I don't want to influence anybody in terms of scaling and how to secure profit or what. That's not what I'm here for. Your job is to do that. My job, what I want to do is I just want to educate you guys on how you can spot the algorithmic system so you can capitalize, so you're able to like learn and hopefully capitalize on it, right?
Right.
That's it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, guys, don't record my stuff, please. I'm not. I'll come on voice, I'll help, but please don't record my stuff. I don't have an Instagram. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have anything. I don't want to be in the world. I like being silent. I like trading alone. I don't want to be famous. I don't want no one knowing who I am. I like to be in the shadows. And so,
fuck that up, Mr. French. I was just going off by what you guys were talking about. I apologize for that.
Oh, no. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Arden. He said just record, and I'm like, please don't record my stuff. Like, I'm here to help you guys. I'm more than willing to, to help. Like, this isn't going to be the one and only time that we were able to capitalize on learning material. Right now, the market's tough, right? So I haven't got on voice because there isn't much going on. Yeah. I don't want to be I just want to be in the shadows. But the reason I haven't got on voice is because the market's been a little dry, and I don't want to influence anyone's trading. But when there's opportunity, like I saw CLRB, right? CLRB is cool. If you're a scalper, this is a perfect opportunity for you guys. Like that's a beautiful opportunity. And so if you go from like 231 to 240, you're instantly up, on 1,000 shares, you're instantly up some nice money if that's pretty good for you. You know what I'm saying? So there's just learn. All I'm here for is just learn. And then I'll speak to Tanner, I'll speak to Roland, and hopefully we can put something together, and work, and I can hopefully add value to you guys, because I do like coming on voice every now and then, right? It helps.
And that's all I was asking about, Mr. French. You're awesome.
Yeah. I know for sure, brother. Appreciate it, man. I don't ever think that you offend me, brother. I'm not answering just your question. I'm also answering like these people's questions, and so.
Right. No. I understand. That's cool. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So let me go back. Real quick and see if anyone asked any questions. Oh, FG, I hope you caught that. We were watching the algo and we were trying to spot it, FG. We were trying to spot it to see if like it's going to make a move, right? We're trying to see if the algo is actually accumulating or setting up for a bullish move. Magic. So here's the problem with scalping, and here's the problem with scaling out, or we're like, scale or like securing profits at every single resistance. When you get in at a later price, your risk to reward is less, right? So if someone caught the trade at like 230, 231, the risk is less. So your P&L, the later that you get in, the faster you need to get out. If you're in like me, where I was in at 226, had a very good risk to reward, then I'm going to stay for the bigger move, because I'm still not even triggered out now. But I wanted to secure some profit, but I still didn't trigger. The problem with scalping, and every time it pops like that and you secure small amounts of money, the algo recognizes that there's more selling than there is buying, and the algo will actually stop and drop it like the way it did. So it almost fucks up the trade, right? So people that are holding and they're expecting a bigger move, it's dipping, and they're holding, and then it's like, you've already scaled out at 240, you've already scaled out at, like, if you're in from 230, you scaled out at pop. So everyone that does that enters and sells the pop, there's pros and cons to it. The pro is those people are green. The con is you fuck up the trade. You fuck up the algo. The algo needs to reset. It starts dropping it back down, starts selling. It doesn't allow for the algo to go to where its intended price target is. Sometimes it will when it's organic, when the market is hot. But in slower times, it's just going to do what it just did right now. It's going to pop, and then it's going to recognize those same buyers or those same people that bought are now selling, and the algo is just going to be like, well, forget it. I'm not fucking going to buy my own shares. And the algo will just walk it right back down. And it will reset it. It'll just basically reset itself. And look how it based right here at 226, 227. You see that? So that's what I mean. And so that's the difference with, to me, it just, that's what to me, that's kind of like why I don't scalp. All right.
Hey, Mr. French, just a quick question. Yeah. When you're playing this kind of trade, what are you basing your risk off of? Is it like a previous low, or is it something that you're seeing on the level 2, some price on the level 2 that you feel is, a key area?
Yeah, absolutely. I always look left, right? Let me post this chart real quick. This is real simple, guys. This is not hard right here. But if you look left, right? If anybody can take a picture, I'm actually, instead of me answering that question, why don't we do this? When you look left, what do you see? You see a key level. Can someone tell me where that key level is?
220?
No, that's way too low. That's way too low. So there's things that you need to consider right here, and let me do all this before I post it.
You said you had 226 on CLRB, right?
Yeah. Okay, we're going to use a larger time frame for you guys to make it simple. All right, let me take a picture of this real quick. I'm going to post, and then we'll go over it. Shit, there's so many questions, guys. I'm getting bombarded. Give me a second. Here's the first one, right? Here's the first one, and here's the second. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right, so we're using a larger time frame. We're using the 15 minute. And if you look to the left, that key level is 225, 226, right? The first candle is using the 15 minutes. Look in pre-market and clearly see where support is on the 15 minute. And then the second one is the 1 minute candle. And you see where I have those boxes? Those wicks indicate, look at your own because you can't see it, but those wicks where those boxes are indicate accumulation. It indicates that the algo is actually accumulated. It's called a controlled walk down. Okay, so do me a favor. It's called a controlled walk down, where the algo walks it down to a key level, which you guys call a demand zone or support. Please write this stuff down. Then the algo slowly starts to accumulate. It's not going to show big signs, big buying, and everything. It's going to walk it right back up. Exactly, Tanner. Right. Key level right there. Then it's going to walk it up organically. That's called organic. Right? So write that down as well. All this information, please memorize this stuff. Then it's going to drop it right back down and then accumulate some more until it has enough size. So the algo will accumulate until it has picked up enough shares and then go bullish. And the reason being is in order for the algo to go lower, it needs to go higher. In order for the algo to go lower, it needs to go higher. So it was accumulating at 227, 225, 226. And then it went all the way, it took it all the way to 240. And here's the reason why. It's trapping longs and squeezing shorts. So shorts got out. Shorts, they want this to go low a day. They want us to break this 227. They want to go all day fade. But because it didn't and it held, it meant that you can it meant that longs can capitalize on it. So when it makes that move to 240, the problem is though, is a lot of longs are scalpers. So they're not going to hold. So guess what? The algo recognizes all that selling from, that's what I said, weak hands, profit takers. You know, all the guys scaling, I made 150 bucks, I made 40 bucks, I made 60 bucks. They're scaling. Then the algo recognizes that, and then starts organically walking it all the way down, and then bases again at that key level at 227, 226. You guys see that, right? Now, guess what it's doing? It's organically accumulating some more. So which tells me that this isn't done yet. I hope that this is giving you guys a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, because it's in this key area right here, it is literally just accumulating. So my personal thought is that this goes eventually today, sometime today, it goes to VWAP and possibly squeezes above to like 257, 260. And I will be looking for that move. Did that explain? Did that help, my man? Who was the guy that asked me that question? Someone said, someone asked the question. That's a really good question. That said, how do you know what tickers to watch? And so it's with screen time. I already know which ones are going to move, which ones are not, and you'll be able to recognize when they bounce like this, right? So they bounce and bounce and bounce, and it's called like trading sideways. It's called accumulation. It's called like basing. So look for basing. Look for things that are basing, that are holding at, they're bouncing at key levels, right? Hence why Roland teaches you guys not to buy the fucking breakouts. He's telling you to add these dips to he educates you guys to look for key levels of that are holding that way. And so when you do that, it's your risk to reward is greater, much, much greater, which is going to allow you to stay in the trade a lot longer. Whereas again, if you don't know this and you see a stock going and you buy at, let's look at the price right here, 233. Let's say you buy right here at 233 and this thing moves to 240. You're going to instantly get out. One, you don't have the confidence. Two, your lack of knowledge makes you insecure. And, three, you just don't trust yourself. And the reason all these things are real detrimental to your trading is because you just don't have the knowledge and skill base to be able to perform to that level, where it's like most people would be able to, if they're in at 226, they're going to hold. They're going to just sit there in the trade and be confident and be patient. Let the trade go in their favor.
So, Mr. French, what was the thought process on moving your stop up?
Because I didn't want it to come against me while I was on voice.
Right.
And then when I got off voice, I was like, you know what? I already know that if this thing dips on me, I don't want to get shook out. I want to be able to, give it some room.
Okay.
Here's the thing though. When you guys give it room, if you're in high, you don't want to give it a lot of room.
No. You're right.
Fuck no. When you're in pretty fucking good, you want to give it some room. Because here's the problem. Let's say you take, here's the reason why I don't scalp. Let's say I take a trade at 220, 226, 227. And this thing goes all the way to VWAP. That's big fucking, that's a pretty big, massive win for me right there. However, if it goes from 226 to 230, 234, I'm not going to just scalp that, because here's the problem. What if it doesn't dip that far anymore? What if it consolidates at 231, 233, and then breaks out? The problem with buying higher and chasing is that your risk to reward gets lesser and lesser, and you get less confidence. So I try to nail my entries as precise as I possibly can. And that's one thing that I'm really, really good at. My strength is, well, that's one of my strengths, but I nail almost dead bottom on things a lot of the time. Someone did say, let me see, the first 1.5 years of my trading, I knew nothing. I know nothing. I was tape reading because that's all I had. Very comfortable watching and listening. So having you remind me of what I left behind when I got more positional day trading. Yeah, dude, day trading, you can, dude, I say it all the time. When you read tape, your trading is on another level. You will destroy the fucking market. They will never be able to stop you. Never. Let's take a look. I'm going back to, Dusan Kusharik. How do you recognize a good stock which bounce into VWAP and all fade stock? It's clear as day. I've said it before. Strong stocks will remain strong. And not all dips are equal. Like some dips are just shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, some of them are just shit, dude. It's just screen time, tons of screen time. How things to me have basically, you know, just developed. Take a look at Verb right here. I see some accumulation on Verb. I'm gonna go ahead and add some Verb. Nice big bullish move on Verb. You guys see that accumulation? That's how quick it is. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. It's not hard as fuck. Right. So key level to me, I'll give you guys what I was watching. Key level on Verb was tapping VWAP and holding that VWAP right here. Then I saw just sideways consolidation, sideways consolidation, sideways consolidation. I've been watching this thing for the last, since I've been talking, you know? And look at that nice big fucking green fat candle close. I'm in at 171. I only got 6,000 shares, nothing crazy, just for fun. I'm up 194 bucks. Again, if you look to the left, right, where are shorts and longs going to exit? Shorts are in at around 186, 191, and longs are probably going to secure around 186, 190. So that's why I'm going to sit comfortable in the trade and just to let it play out. Watch the level twos. You can see it, or that's organic. Look at that. 79, 78, 79, 77. Sorry, I got distracted because I was able to capture that move, but I'm going to go back and read some of your questions. Oh, appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Mr. French, Scotty LeBouf, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. See how slow things are right now? See how slow things are? Like, you don't want to be trading in this kind of market. Honestly, like, this is not the kind of market that you should be, especially if you are inexperienced. Especially if you are inexperienced. Let's see if this dip gets soaked right here. NVOS, guys. Wow, that thing is still fucking going. I think, honestly, NVOS is probably going to make a high a day. Nice accumulation on this higher low on Verb. Let's see if this dip gets soaked. Scotty, no, I don't trade all in, all out. So I have a very small account. I have a $40,000 account. I don't, like I said, I trade with real small size guys. I look for bigger moves, and I use my stop. And so if it shakes me out, it shakes me out. I don't really care. I'm not I just don't like scalping, period. Just because it develops bad habits, right? So like right now I'm in Verb, and I'm in at 171. And if it stops me out, cool, I don't care. But if it doesn't, cool, I'll capture the move. I scale out. So let's just say I take 8,000 shares. That's my full position right there, right? Once it hits my first price target, I will scale a position. I will scale out maybe half, and then I'll let the other half ride. And then the reason being is because stocks, if you scale out instantly, all in, all out, you're only capitalizing on a small move. But if you're gonna let some shares pay you, right? So let's say for instance, I got 8,000 shares, and then my first price target hits. I'm gonna scale out half, and then I'm gonna let the other half ride, right? Because perfect example on CLRB, I was wanting to move all the way to VWAP. Now I'll pay myself a nice little percentage, so I'm green on the trade, so I know I was correct, but I'll let some ride, just like I did on CLRB. And I ended up getting out at 230, 231 because it stopped me out, right? But I still capitalized because I made money on the other 4,000 shares. And then my entry was still low, so I was still green. But imagine if like I scaled out 4,000 at my first price target, and then this thing rips all the way to fucking VWAP. Guess what? I wish that I was in it. And I'm glad that I still got at least half of my position to ride it all the way through. That's one of the reasons why I don't scale. Like Bird, like you see how it's holding it, like it came all the way down, dipped, held that, and it's just consolidating right here. It's not looking anything crazy. It's not looking good. It's not looking bad. It's just right here consolidating. And I want to capitalize on that move. I want to see if this thing squeezes. I caught it earlier. I was able to capture it at one, like I said, all the way up to like 197, almost $2. So I hope, yeah, I scale in and scale out. Yes, I hope I'm explaining that. Again, it's kind of tough sometimes to coach and trade at the same time, man. I don't know how Roland does it. It's fucking tough. Yeah, I scale in and scale out. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
Hey, I got one more question. I figure this will be just easier on voice. It's a two-part question. So, how do you, like, what's your process for stock selection? You know, as far as like Verb and CLRB, like what made you decide to watch those versus any of the other top percent gainers? And then the other part is, it seems like a lot of times you're trading these algo pops kind of midday. Do you wait to a certain time of day before you will even consider an entry on any of these? Is there like
Yeah, absolutely. So the first question to answer the first one is, I trade the algos with two variables: the highest liquidity and the largest range. So whatever has the highest liquidity on the day, that's where I'm at. Okay. I don't trade these swing plays. I don't fuck around with like low volume liquidity plays. I don't do that. I trade wherever the volume is. Here's the reason why. You got to understand, all the other kids are going to be in that sand lot. They're going to be playing in that same sand lot. So they're creating liquidity, plus the algo is adding liquidity to the market. So the difference being is on stocks like that are not moving, there's no liquidity there. So why would I try to trade a stock that there's no liquidity? And two, the average daily range needs to be high, which means that the ADR, which means to me that there's range. Here's the reason why. We make money when the stock goes up and when the stock goes down. So if the stock is just trading sideways, I'm not making any money.
What's your minimum ADR you'd trade?
8, 9.
Okay.
Right.
Percent,
The
right?
higher the better.
Percent?
Yeah, the higher the better.
Okay.
Sorry?
Percent, right? ADR?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or number wise, you know? And so those are the two that I capitalize on. And 3, I'm trading all day, guys. I'm trading I don't trade pre-market and I don't trade after hours. I trade when the market opens. So 9:30 or 6:30 a.m. when the market opens, Pacific Standard Time, I'm trading. I'm just not on voice. I'm just not giving you guys anything because I don't want people copying my trades. The only time I usually get on, and I guess everybody knows this, is that I get on when it's slow and when, you know, I can give you guys some sort of information. But I'm not here to tell you, hey, I'm going to enter this dip and then it's going to go here, because I don't want no one copying my stuff. I don't mind helping when it's slow. I don't mind jumping on voice, but the reason I'm quiet is because I'm trading privately, alone.
So when you're
And third, like today, I'm up over I'm up over close to $3,000 on the day. And I'm still kind of just hanging out, just waiting to see if something's moving or anything, you know. And the only reason I come on when to teach you guys about these imbalance moves is because it's a real thing, and nobody ever talks about it. Nobody, no education, nobody out there ever speaks about imbalance moves. And this was something that I learned just because I've been in the market so long that I could see it. And so I've been able to capitalize on imbalance moves for years now. However, nobody else does. I don't understand why. And so I figured, since I'm here, I might as well give you guys, you know, what I see when I see these imbalance moves, right? So you guys only see when I'm in because of the imbalance moves, but I'm trading and I'm taking breaks and I'm in the market from market open. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Mm-hmm. How are you trading like the first 30 minutes to an hour? Do you treat it this kind of same way as you are, you know, in this midday area? Sort of stuff that you've been teaching us, just applying it to the open?
Yeah, exactly. You know, key levels. I read tape. I read, you know, same exact stuff.
Gotcha.
There goes NDOS. Oh, what did I say? High day, guys. There it goes. But no, I'm trading when the market opens, guys. I trade alone. I trade when I'm quiet.
So is there anything like very different that you would do in that first hour when it's like super volatile? Did you trade VERB the first 30 minutes to an hour?
Yeah.
So what are you doing differently there when it's, you know, super volatile like that? Are you just watching the tape in the level 2 and looking for, you know, where it's kind of having a turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Just same thing, dude. I'm telling you, this applies to every it applies to it. If you get really comfortable reading tape and level 2, dude, a lot of people do not trade the first 10 to 15 minutes, you know, first 30 minutes, because the market is extremely volatile. So let me explain why the market is volatile. I don't know if you've ever known this, but the reason the market becomes very volatile is because the general public gets access, news, information to these stocks that we are trading, right? Verb, CLRB, whatever. The general public and company owners and employees, they get access to all the information that's happening. So what happens is they don't trade behind a computer like we do. They have to call a brokerage, put in a buy order, and then the buy order gets dumped early in the morning when the market opens. So that's why you see large dips, large sales, large buys because all that volume is coming in and it's extremely volatile. So if a person's been holding a stock since $1 and the stock's at $5, they're going to call the brokerage and they're going to say, sell everything I have. And then once the market opens, the market maker or broker sells because they don't trade after hours. They don't trade pre-market. They don't have that access like we do. So that's where all that volatility comes from. Are you guys aware of this? Did you guys know this? Right? It's not retailers. And so all the millions of people that are out there that are like, hey, I heard this fucking, Verb stock is going to go bananas, dude. Let's buy some. And, they're like, okay, they put in the buy order and then that buy order goes through early in the morning. Boom. That's where that volatility comes from. And so it's very difficult for a lot of people to be able to handle that sort of aggressive moving up and down. That range, the massive spikes, massive sell-offs and dumps, and because you could get destroyed. You could get destroyed easily. However, if you can master tape reading at level 2, you can easily trade in that market and not ever feel uncomfortable because you're already looking at key levels, nothing different than what we're doing now. But you're able to spot if there's accumulation instantly. You're able to spot when to get out. You're able to like get in and out real quick. If you're like scalping style, right? Like, oh, that looks like that hit my key level. And then you pay attention to tape. And if you start to see buys come in, big buys come in, and you know that the algo's buying, you're like, I'm going to take some right here. Boom. The algo reverses it. Now you're up 20, 30 cents. Like, that's how fun it is. It is fun. However, it's extremely dangerous for fucking people that are new. It is very, very dangerous. So what happens is people that don't like that volatility, that do not handle that very well, they wait for the stocks to show strength. They wait for things to base. They wait for things to show more because you're going to get higher lows. You're going to get bases. You're going to get sideways consolidation. You're going to get a lot more information once 30, 40 minutes has passed. I hope that gives you enough information to understand why some people wait and some people don't. Agraz, good question. So I hope you understand scaling in and scaling out. Good question. Yeah, you could build a core. You know what I mean? Don't go on your full entire size. Let's say you're trading with 1,000 shares, right? And you want to build a core. And you want to start adding to a position. Add the dips, right? Every time it dips, add those dips, and then build in a core area. That's how I do it. I end up building, and you guys have heard me where I'm like, I'm going to add these dips. I'm going to continue to add these dips. I'm going to continue. And so you don't want to just blow your entire load on the first fucking entry because what if it dips on you? What if it dips even more? What if it dips more and more and more? Now you're just red, and you're adding to a loser. So you do want to scale into build a core, and that's one way of doing it. Does anybody have the explanation on how an imbalance move works, guys? I've explained it quite a few times, and this gentleman, Arton, would like to know. Oh no, it's cool, Arton. I'm just watching this right here. I'm watching this CLRB. That's all. Managing your inbox right now? Yeah, dude, that thing is a banger. Okay, since it's a little slow, an imbalanced move is basically when an algo has accumulated enough shares, it will sell them off, right? If the algo has bought, let's say, a perfect example, let's take a look at CLRB or yeah, CLRB. I've been on this for a while. CLRB is 31,612,000 shares. Out of that 31 million, the algo has to zero out, just like an accounting, right? So if you make $10, you spend $10. So it has to zero out. When the algo has sold way too many shares, it needs to rebuy whatever is sold. So if it's bought 10 million shares, but it's only sold, but it's sold, let's say 15 million shares, it has a negative of 5 million shares. That 5 million shares needs to be reaccumulated in order for it to zero out. And vice versa. If the algo has bought 20 million shares, but only sold, 10 million shares, it needs to sell 10 more in order for it to zero out. And an imbalanced move is whatever is that number in between. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's just sort of like, and here's the reason why imbalanced moves are so powerful. Because the algo, when a market maker goes to lunch, the market maker doesn't want the platform, the algorithmic system to run crazy. It doesn't want it to go from $2.30 to fucking $10 because it can happen. So what they do is they manage the system and then they go to lunch. But if you ever noticed, during 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so whatever time that is on your time, the algos typically will fade off. Will fade off, fade off, fade off, fade off, fade off. And then they'll hold and they'll base. And then when the market maker comes back from lunch, he gets behind his platform and he manages that system. Here's the reason why. They make the market. They buy and sell and they create liquidity in the market. And so when there is an imbalance move, that algo will reaccumulate those shares and give you a nice either bullish or bearish move. So if something is like super bullish and is ran and the market maker, decides to slam it, you're going to get a nice bearish move. It's your job to recognize what the algo system is doing. And since I've recognized and been able to capitalize on algo imbalance moves, I capitalize on them all the times for years, like I said. And this is something that I'm just trying to give back to you guys because, it's something that a lot of people do not talk about. Nice job, Arden. Yeah, I hope I did a decent job of explaining that. A grudge. Does the algo hold a certain amount of shares when it's done? I'll just explain this. Do you guys notice how the market's real dry right now, right? There's a dry period. From 9 o'clock, most longs, especially pros, they go on break. Because the volatility is starting to diminish, the range is starting to diminish, and the liquidity is all these things are starting to diminish. So longs, there's a real bad risk of giving your profits back during this time. So longs go on break. However, shorts come back in and then they start to look for positions to take so they can short down because they know that this is when the market is the weakest. So you have to pay attention to that. No, don't be rude to him, dude. Come on, man, don't do that. He's our leader, man. Come on, yeah. Oh, he's your boy? Okay, my bad. But that's why longs go on breaks. Because they don't want to give. Oh, already sitting behind you? Okay, cool. But longs go on breaks, right? And shorts jump into the market and start, capturing these moves downward. Okay? Now, an algo is going to always reach a price target that the market maker gives it. So it's going to make its life of an algo is up and down, up and down, up and down. That's the life of an algo. However, in that minute, I guess you could call it, in that movement up and down, there's ranges. It gives a lot of information, right? Think of it as a girl. If a girl's flirting with you and she's giving you all these signs to make a move, she's giving you, good signals, right? And you're like, oh, she's looking pretty. She's looking pretty hot. I'm gonna say what's up. Same thing with an algo. They're giving you a lot of information. It's your job to recognize it and put all that information together. Time of day, level 2, volume, right? You guys know I use volume big time. I use volume as one of my main key things. See? He's gonna send the hit squad over to you, Arden. So you can see how slow there is. There's just no liquidity in the market, right? This is a very bad time to be trading. But the reason sometimes I stay in the market is not to trade, but is to see what is holding, to see how Verb is still holding. VWAP. It's been fucking bouncing off VWAP forever, right? To see how CLRV is fucking still consolidating it, and guess what? It retested that 240 again. To see stuff like that. So my job is to be able to say, is this thing going to make a move? Is this thing going to fucking possibly go for power hour? Because sometimes they go a little early. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just wait for power hour. Again, it is your job to recognize the signs and decide if you're going to make a good decision. Am I going to take this opportunity, or am I going to let it pass me by? So that's how algos work. They give you tons of signals to look beautiful. I hope that fucking explains what you're asking. Some of the questions, guys, are it's tough to understand what you guys are asking because they're written, right? It's not, you guys aren't on voice with me, so it's kind of hard. So one of the questions you said is the algo holding a certain amount of shares. So the algo buys and sells. It makes money by buying and selling. That's how the algo makes money. So when it's holding a key level, the algo is accumulating, and the reason why it's accumulating is because it's going to gather a position down here, and then it's going to raise the price, go bullish, and then liquidate at a higher price. That's what the algo is doing. That's how they work, right? Trump declares your banned. So now, because of the amount of liquidity or lack of there, this is a horrible time. This is a horrible time to be taking any position in anything. And we, realistically, we should take a break. we should take a break and then come back closer to power hour. Right? The only thing that is going ballistic is NVOS. So with that being said, if you guys are done with the questions, I'm going to go ahead and take a break and protect my P&L, and then come back for power hour and see if we can capitalize on some decent moves, guys.
Maybe